Good morning, everybody. My name is Colleen, and my website is Cards by Coco. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I come on every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock. And because I just love to show you the latest in Stampin' Up! Products and to show you how easy and fun it is and relaxing to actually make a handmade card. I love to send cards, so I like to share with you the latest. So I have a daughter who's turning, well, I won't tell you her age, but anyway, her birthday is this month. So I made this adorable card, and I have to thank the layout to Jamie B of Stamp It with Jamie. I have to thank her for this layout. Isn't it adorable? I just love it. And it's easy and it's fun, and I think you're really gonna like it. We're not gonna make a birthday card. We're actually gonna make a Easter card. Good morning, Tammy. Thanks for popping on. I know I ran a little bit late this morning. You know, that's just kind of how I roll. Okay, so I'm going to flip you around. We're going to get started with our cards. I'm going to bring you up so I can hopefully see some more comments, and we will get this morning started. Okay, a little camera flip here. Avert your eyes if you ever feel dizzy or anything with the camera flips. Okay, let's see if I can get into focus here. I think this is pretty good. Just let me know in the comments. I'm going to bring you up really quick and let me know if it's not really good or if you're having a hard time seeing. I have the windows wide open in my craft room, so hopefully that will help a little bit. It's kind of warm this morning, which is nice. It's a nice change of pace. And you know, I'm kind of hopeful that the internet will actually pop on for me. I'm not exactly sure whether it will or whether it won't. But anyway, we're going to still, I'll try and look at the top of my phone for comments, and we'll get this going. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay. It does take a bit for the live to show. Thank you. Thank you. So anyway, give you a little flip there. So these are the cards we're making. So I'm going to call this a corner fun fold, although I'm not exactly sure what it is called. But again, from Jamie B with Stamp It Up with Jamie. And I just think these are easy, fun, but yet kind of still with the wow. So let me show you. And while we, and I made matching envelopes. Decorate your envelopes. It adds that little bit extra. Anyway, for those of you who have not heard or are not familiar with Stampin' Up, the new catalog will be launching soon, which means that we have lots of last chance products, and they are marked down significantly. I'll be posting a link to that later this week. But if you are a frugal shopper like me, now is the time for you to do that. You know, am I too close? Oh, it's 37 degrees where you are? Wow, that's a big difference. Okay, guys, I'm going to raise you up just a hair, so close your eyes. It looks a little too close. I think that'll be better. I hope that's better. Okay, so let's get started with some measurements here. So for our card base, it is your standard card base. So it is 5.5 by 8 1/4. We're going to score it 4 1/4. You'll notice that I bent this. Not to worry. We're going to do a fun little score here, and you're never going to know. So don't worry about that. We are, for our designer series paper, we have one piece cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I know I go fast with measurements, so I will also be repeating these as we go along, and I will have them on my blog. 1 7/8 by 3 7/8. And then I'll give you the label dimensions as we get to that, and the inside panel and the envelope panel as we go along. Let's go ahead and do our stamping first, and then we will go ahead and I'll show you how to make that fun fold. So this is actually, this designer series paper, I believe, don't quote me, but I believe it's on the last chance product list. If you're a demonstrator watching, let me know. But anyway, it's the Pansy Petals designer series paper. I absolutely love it. If you're going to be making any Easter cards, I think this just fits the bill. And if you can get it for sale, even better. So anyway, let's do our stamping. And I wanted to incorporate those colors. So I chose to use for my palette Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, and Soft Seafoam. I thought these just made the nicest, most fun Easter colors. So I've already got my Happy Easter, Happy Spring, Happy Everything. That is from Timeless Tulips. If you have not seen that set, let me just show you the cover of it real quick because it is great. Timeless Tulips. I've used this one, I think this is the second year I'm using it, and I'm just loving it as much as I did the first year. So I have my measurements on this, but I'm going to flip this around, try and get it even. If you're using a photopolymer stamp and you're new to stamping and you don't have the Stampin' Pierce mat yet, which really gives you the cushion you need for these photopolymer, stick it on your catalog, a magazine, something that gives you a bit of cushion underneath. You don't need all the fancy stuff. It's nice. It's nice to have this. This is inexpensive, and it does give a better stamp. But if you don't have it, you really just want something underneath because these photopolymers are not red rubber. They don't have that kind of built-in cushion. So I'm going to do my practice stamp there. But it will help your ink set into your paper better. All right, and I know I want to put a bow on this off to the side. So I'm going to stamp off to the side, trying without to get my hair under there. So we will see. I like to line it up. I'm going to try and hold it in place. All right, everybody, wish me luck. It's hard to see. We'll see how it goes. Good morning, Mary Ellen. Thanks for popping in. Oh, and I'm happy with that. Great, great, great. Okay. Oh, Timeless Tulips is retiring. You know, I took a, per Tammy, thanks, Tammy. You know, I took a peek at it last night, the retiring list, but I was tired. And, you know, when I get tired, I don't often pay the most attention. This is our inside panel. So let me look at my cheat sheet here. Inside, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Now, I know Jamie had a bit, her dimensions were just slightly different. I like mine in 1/8. So that's how I did mine. This is from the Color and Contour bundle. And let me show you this because this is another one of my favorites. And you've probably, if you've watched me for any length of time, you've seen me use this a bunch, Color and Contour. I just love, love, love the sentiments in this one. All right, so because we know that this is a corner fold, let me show you the sample again. Since we know this is a corner fold, and I like to do my stamping first, we want to put this in the upper right corner because we're going to fold this down. So we want to put it up there. This card is so easy to stamp and do. I was so excited to see Jamie demonstrate it. You know, all of us demonstrators, we, just fell off. Let me just put that back on there. We all follow each other and we learn so much from each other. And that is one of the things I really enjoy about Stampin' Up. We're not very competitive with one another. And we all love to share our projects and ideas with each other. So it really is kind of the community. We learn so much from each other. Okay, so give that a nice press and you can see that image. But that doesn't look done. So we're gonna pop this stamp off and try not to get ink on my fingers because I didn't bother to wash it off first. Don't do that. You should always wash it off first. And I've got my chamois, but it's on the opposite side of the room. So anyway, this is the one that we put that will line up on the inside. There's a trick to it. This one here is the one I always line it up with. There's kind of the line that goes down. And there's actually, if you play around with this stamp, you can find the one that matches. And so it's easy to line up that way. It's also one of these stamps that if it doesn't line up perfectly, it's really not a big deal. So I'm going to ink this one up, but I don't want it as dark as the outline. So I'm going to stamp off once. So when demonstrators refer to stamping off, that's all they mean. They just mean that they're going to pop that ink, that first little bit. Okay, hopefully my head's not in your way. And we're going to give that a little press. And up you go. And you can see how pretty is that. I love the fresh freesia. Love, love, love it. I'm gonna close this up and I'm gonna bring in my soft sea foam, and I'm going to take all these splotchy ones that also comes in the color and contour. It's this stamp here. Sometimes people wonder, what do you do with the splotchy ones? Well, I'm gonna show you. We are gonna take this, let me just stamp off, make sure, yep, I like that. And we're gonna just go around this flower here, just to give this, and you can see some of it stamping off, so keep your scrap paper off to the side and change how you do it to fit around. And I'm gonna do one more right there. Oh, you know, let's just go ahead. I know that part's not gonna show, but let's finish off the top. Didn't that just make it festive? Festive, festive. It's already starting to look like an Easter card. Okay, now that we've got our stamping done, that's all there is to stamping. Let's go ahead and finish our fun fold here. So we want to grab your ruler and we're going to go down 2 inches. Just 2 inches down here. I'm going to grab my pencil and we are going to get this measured. So we're going to come down here and just 2 inches, make a little tick mark. It doesn't show because we're going to erase it. And I just do a very light cover there. I am going to move my scoring blade out of my, not my scoring, my cutting blade out of the way up to the top because, you know, I've been known to cut when I should score. So the fold of our card, you want to put here. If you have the scoring tool, use that. It would be just as easy. But I'm going to use just our paper trimmer. Let me see here. Let me bring that up here a little higher so you can see. So I've got the tick mark there. And I'm going to bring the corner there. And I think for as much as I can see without standing right over the top of it or leaning right over the top of it, I think we're okay. I'm going to take my scoring tool and I'm going to bring that up. Look at that, easy peasy. And we are going to just give that a little erase. And now you can't even see it. So easy. Oh, good morning, Kim. How are you? Hopefully your weather's better and nicer than ours. Anyway, let's give this here. We're gonna give this a fold. Now, we also have to measure 2 inches down on our designer series paper. So we wanna do that. Again, oh, I just threw my pencil off to the side. We are gonna bring this down, a little tick mark, and we're going to do this same here. We are going to go from corner to the tick mark. Let me hold it in place. And this time we are going to cut. And you're gonna see that's gonna fit right up in there. We're gonna cut this one just in half. I'm gonna turn it over. I kept making a mistake with the way I was cutting this piece, so we're gonna keep our fingers crossed and your toes, and we'll just hope that this one doesn't have to be redone 3 or 4 times. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna start putting our card together. So I think this is just a very fun, simple, and easy to mail layout. You know, I'm really getting into the easy to mail. I like a lot of layers, but unless I'm kind of putting them in a gift bag anymore, I really am kind of going for more simplified cards and layouts that are easy to put in an envelope. Since that was one of my, do you all make New Year's resolutions? That was actually one of my New Year's resolutions, to make sure I'm sending at least 1, 2, or 3 cards a week. So there we go. Trying to keep that 1/8 of an inch border. See, look at that. How cute is that? And then we are going to put this one here. So that's what I said, even though this came a little creased, so even though that's a little crease there, you'll never know because we're covering it up. Anyway, let me just flatten out those cut lines. And let's see here. And then we're going to put this one in place, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish this card off. Look at this. There we go. Thanks for sharing, Mary Ellen. I appreciate that. And now we want to grab some dimensionals. Let me grab those. Oh, you know, I have them right back here. Let's see. We want to grab some of our dimensionals, because all we're doing to make this stay in place is putting a dimensional right in that corner. Now we're done. All right, let's put our sentiment on this, on our background piece. So let me grab my scratch piece of paper so I can give you those dimensions again. So for our sentiment piece, our label, 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/8. For the background, using the same designer series paper, 1 inch by 4 1/8. One of the nicest things about Stampin' Up! Actually is their color coordination and the paper. It just all matches beautifully when you use the same designer series paper. The back of it matches. Oh, let's scoot that up a little bit. That was a little crooked, huh? All right, that looks good. Just really coordinates with the front of the paper. So that's what I really like. I'm not great with color. So for me, it's very, very beneficial. Okay, so let me grab my sample again so I remember exactly where I put this. So I put it more towards the bottom here. So let's get this adhered. And I'm using liquid glue because I want a little bit more wiggle room on these pieces that I'm trying to line up. So I want to line it up there and then here. Ooh, isn't that pretty? All right, so let's put in our inside panel and then we're going to decorate the outside. And for this, I'm going to use the seal. And I might add a little bit more of an Easter greeting on the inside. I'm not sure. I think I'll probably leave it like this. I think I know who I'm sending this card to, so I'll probably write more of a note in it. So I want to leave myself plenty of room. Okay, so lining it up. I try and line it up with 3 sides, with the 3 to make sure I'm somewhat even. And there we go. So you can see there's our little peekaboo. How cute is that? Okay, so let's grab our ribbon. And I am using the cotton ribbon that came in the combo pack. And I'm just going to make a very simple bow. Or I'm going to attempt to make a very simple bow. Sometimes they're simple for me, sometimes they're not. So I try to leave mine attached to the spool. And try is really the operative word there. Sometimes I can't do it, but oh, look at that. And then you just kind of work it to how you want it, pulling back and forth and tightening. I'm going to give this a snip and give this a snip. Just a little trim there. I'm going to grab my glue dots. And we are going to pop this next to our sentiment. So you can see that this is a card that comes together really easy, and you can make, you know, any number of Easter cards or birthday cards. And I am big on batching. If I make one card, I probably am going to make, you know, anywhere from 3 to 5. There's our Happy Easter, Happy Spring, Happy, Happy Everything. I love these iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. I think right now they're one of my favorites. And I'm going to use these ones right here. And I do have the take your pick tool. I just didn't grab it. So we're going to use our scissors here, maybe. Let's see. And I'm going to do one here. I like to do my first one in the middle. And then go on either side to get them as even as I can. And then still sometimes I have to push them around. And then we'll do our envelope. And then this card will be ready to send out the closer we get to Easter. So next week, I'm going to show a fun project on how to dress up your Easter table. So I do come on Thursday mornings at 9 o'clock, and then I do always put the my live videos on YouTube following. Here's just our basic medium white envelope. I cut this at 3 inches by 6 inches. Just take your glue. You can stamp too on your envelopes. Sorry, I think this glue bottle's just about had it. So I'm gonna, oh, there we go. You know, just about had it, and then it all comes out in a clump, right? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna line this up with our edge. And I love this checkerboard pattern. I think on the other one, I might have done the floral design on the outside. Let's see, I did, so I can show you both. And then I'm going to take the scissors that I use, which are a hot mess. I mean, they look terrible because I use them on DSP that has glue on them. And we're just gonna give this a trim on the outside. So look at how easy this is. It's just all comes together. And then you have a matching envelope for your Easter card or birthday card. I'm cutting off a little bit of the envelope. I don't know what is wrong this morning, but anyway. So this is what this one looks like, but let me show you the one that I did when I had time and didn't do that. But it's still gonna work, right? It's still gonna mail, so it's fine. Look at that. This is the one I did using the floral design. And again, this is the one I did using the Rainbow of Happiness and that Celebration Designer Series paper. So how cute are these? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's card and project. This one went very fast. And look at that, you just open it up. I love the little peekaboo there. So I will be back next Thursday at 9 o'clock. I'll have all the dimensions on my blog, Cards by Coco. Oh, and then give me an hour. I have a little bit to do. And then I think I'm going to go out and garden. So you all have a very nice day, a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.